What's up, guys? You thought we was done with Madden? Nope. We're back at it again. Here we are with the realistic Seattle Seahawks rebuild. So what we did this offseason is... Oh, wait a minute. We can't do this intro. We forgot our main man here. Come in, buddy.
I'm Russell Lance. I am the new voice of the Seattle Seahawks since Steve Rabel's retired. I've went to WSU, got my bachelor's degree in communications and broadcasting, and I've been hired on here at 710 Sports ESPN Seattle. And I am the new voice of the Seahawks. Thank you,
Yep, no
Mr.
problem.
Tyrese,
All right,
for hiring me.
Let's tell them what we did this offseason.
Oh, this offseason has been great. We re-signed
draft.
Jermaine Kearse off of free agency. We also signed Marshawn Lynch is back in Seattle, probably playing his last season with us, so we got to win a Super Bowl for him. Shepard, a new left tackle for us. Also, AJ Caldwell is a backup right guard for us, a rookie.
Up-and-coming star, so just know. And also...
On defense, we signed Terrence Mitchell, Aaron Colvin, and Josh Norman. Michael Kendricks has been moved to left outside linebacker. Earl Thomas is back. And not to mention, we also traded for Grady Jarrett. Sent a first and second round pick over to Atlanta for him. It's a great addition to the defensive line to make it look more scary.
Our specialists are Michael Dixon and
Cairo Santos.
So
on kick return, we have Rashad Penny, who returned 8 kick returns for touchdowns in his college career at San Diego State. And not to mention Tyler Lockett, who's always been the punt returner for the Hawks ever since.
And there's going to be a soft spot in my heart, boys. Here we are going up against my old Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, the old team that you used to coach for, huh?
Oh, yeah. We all know all about that.
You and Coach Carroll have been hard at work this offseason. I cannot wait to commentate. And we'll be right back to get started with the kickoff. Welcome to 710 Sports ESPN Seattle. We have the Seattle Seahawks game coming right up.
Let me make sure that what's in the folder is turned off. Yep. Let me just.
Hello, my name is Russell Lance, and I'm here, the new voice of the Seattle Seahawks since Steve Rabel has retired. I will be commentating all the Seahawk games this season. This is my first year doing this. Today, we will be seeing the Seattle Seahawks season opener at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last time these two teams played each other was in the NFC Championship game. Coach Tyrese, you were actually the head coach for that team, and you beat them. Wilson takes the snap. He throws downfield for David Moore, but it's incomplete as he's tackled right before the ball can get to him. So incomplete there on 1st and 10, 2nd and 10 from the 18 now. Wilson under center, Disley at fullback, and Carson at halfback. Handoff to Carson. Carson runs it up. 1 yard gain after meeting some tacklers.
I think it's going to be an interesting offense to see, especially after last offseason when Russell Wilson in that Seattle running game just lit it up.
Yes, they did. And not to mention, here we go, Wilson outside the pocket, shrugs off a sacker. He's going to take off with it down to the 30-yard line, 11-yard gain for Russell Wilson. So here we go as they keep the drive alive. CJ Procise in the backfield, Wilson in the shotgun. Hand off to Procise, who's met by some linebackers right off the bat after a gain of 3. So 2nd and 7 from the 33-yard line. 3:50 left to play in the first quarter. Score still tied at 0-0. Number 27 for the Seattle Seahawks, not wearing his old number, is Marshawn Lynch. The 33-year-old vet takes the rush for no gain. 3rd and 7 here. Let's see what they do here now to convert on the first down.
Let's not forget there's another big story here. Doug Baldwin is out for another 4 weeks with a broken bone.
It's a huge loss to Seattle, but they can make up for it with Lockett and Disley. Wilson is sacked by Hargraves. So 4th and 7, sack for no loss or no gain. Michael Dixon on to punt. Punt is away. Sean Jackson back to receive it. Is tackled down immediately. Gets to the 35, and that's where Tampa Bay will start their drive. Tampa Bay's drive ends in a field goal. Here we go. Second drive for the Seahawks today.
What do you think they got to do more? Do you think they got to rush the ball a little more?
I like to see a few more play action passes after setting up some runs with Chris Carson and Marshawn Lynch. I think that'll be a good dynamic duo for them. Old Seahawk history versus new Seahawk history, just flourish in the run game. They won't know what to expect. More full house formation. Keep Wilson in the shotgun and try to keep the pressure on him, off of him. Chris Carson now runs for a loss of 2 as it's 3rd and 7. Here we go. Wilson coming back to the line of scrimmage under center. Hand off to Carson. Play action fake. Throws for Carson. Carson has the first down. Down to the 38, a gain of 10. And Seattle moves the chains. As we're drawing near to the end of the first quarter, as that will be the end, we will see you in the second after this word from our sponsors. Have you ever wanted to taste Mountain Dew through a liquid cup?
Wait, what?
Anyway, Wilson is back here in the second quarter. Under center, hand off to Chris Carson. Carson taking it up about 4 more yards. 4 rushes, 7 yards so far for the young running back in his 3rd year in the league now.
Yes, it is.
As you got guys like Quan Alexander on that defense, Levante David, Gerald McCoy, Brent Grimes.
Don't forget Vita Vea coming from UW.
Yep. Chris Carson loses 1 there. Well, loses none, actually. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be marked at the 41, though. Wilson, empty gun set. Takes the snap all alone in the backfield. Is going to run for it. Dives for the 46-yard line. And it's 2 rushes, 24 yards for Russell Wilson, who a few years back was the team's offense and should have won MVP. Was an MVP snub. Was also a candidate for the longest time, just keeping his team alive to get to a playoff spot. It was single-handedly him, a few help from the other guys, but mainly Wilson. Wilson is the heart and soul of this team ever since Lynch left and retired, and then came back and went to Oakland. Wilson throws, though, to David Moore. Moore down to the 27. Wilson is just one of them quarterbacks that you have to be aware of when you're watching him. He can threaten you with a big arm. He has a big cannon for an arm, as he's shown us. He can step back and let it loose. Wilson, also a great mobile quarterback, and many people forget about that because he doesn't really do that a whole lot.
Carson dropped here for a big loss.
Big loss of 5 there for Carson. 7 rushes, 2 yards now, as this defense means business. But Wilson, though, you can't dispute that he is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league as of right now. What do you think, Tyrese?
I think Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the Oh, Jermaine.
Oh, Curse almost caught that, but batted away. Wearing his number from the Jets, number 10.
Let's see if the Lynch and Curse will go back to their old jersey numbers.
Wilson pushed down.
Vita Vea, ex-Husky.
Yep. Former UW player. And a kick is up from Cairo Santos, and it is good. So we are tied here, 3 apiece. As Santos makes it 1 for 1 so far on the day for him. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers answer right back with a field goal of their own. 1:33 left to play. I think we're going to see 2-minute drill here to get at least in the field goal range for Cairo Santos. Russell Wilson under center. Carson in the backfield. Kearse gets the end round and gets a gain of 1. Ben Kearse not the fastest receiver on this team,
We're
but
seeing
one
a
of
real
the
dynamic
more elusive ones.
offense. They're really changing it up and trying to do a lot of illusions. Kind of reminds me of an Andy Reid style offense.
Especially back in Philly when he had Michael Vick there playing quarterback for him. And a nice juke move from Chris Carson as he gets down to the 45 after a huge gain on the ground. Gain of 19 yards. And this keeps the Seahawks moving downfield. Chris Carson, backfield handoff again, gets the blocks. Jukes a little bit. Moves to the sideline, breaks tackles, and down to the 36. And a timeout called by the Hawks.
That's
After
Seattle
another
run
gain of 19, so 2 carries, both carried for 19 yards. As Carson has flipped field position for the Hawks pretty fast. As we see CJ Procise in the backfield with Wilson. Play action pass. Gonna go for Kearse on the sideline. Does he toe tap? No. 1 foot goes out of bounds.
Wilson,
And they mark it incomplete.
Wilson 2 of 5. And what was that, 95 yards for him on the day?
So far. As we see Lockett, Moore, and Kearse lined up to one side. Kearse in the slot. Throw out to Procise down to the 34 as they go hurry up here. 20 seconds left in the half. 34-yard line is where they are at. Kearse, Lockett, and Moore to one side. Kearse in the slot again. Vanette all alone on the left side. Wilson takes the snap. Looking, drops back, is sacked. And a timeout is called as I think Vita Vea gets to him again for another sack. Dixon will punt from the 44. 8 seconds left. Good punt from him. Nice little drop kick as it'll roll into the end zone. With 2 seconds left in the half, as Seattle should get the ball back here.
That was a good drive. They just ran out of time there.
And that sack from Vita Vea didn't
Vita
really
Vea
help
is
the
just
offense
killing
at
that interior of that Seattle O-line.
He reminds me of a young Ndamukong Suh, because Ndamukong Suh, when he was back with Detroit, was a very, very good interior rusher. It just doesn't matter if he's double covered, just get past him. A nice little throw check down to Lockett. See what he can make of it. Gets down to the 42. Injury timeout. Nick Vanette is down and he is hurting. But he may get off the field on his own here, hopefully. Carson gets the carry. Met immediately.
Vita Vea.
He's been all over the running backs and Russell Wilson today, not letting anything through. Here we go. Wilson under center. Throws to Chris Carson. Carson gets some great blocking, gets the first down. Breaking tackles down to the 39-yard line. 11 rushes, 59 yards for Chris Carson so far on the year, or on the day. Nick Vanette is going to be out for the rest of the game. Will Dissly will come in as a replacement. I formation here. Wilson under center. Toss to Carson as he tries to get fancy in the backfield, but ends up losing about 3 yards on that one as he's tackled down by Levante David. Wilson under center. Carson in the backfield. He's looking. He rolls out of the pocket. Gets behind Dissly. Gets a gain of about 5, it looks like. And it'll be 3rd and 8 from the 38-yard line. Wilson, empty set, looking all alone, rushes up, tries to hurdle him, man, but thinks better of it. Gets down to the 20 after a gain of what it looks like to be 18 yards, and it is. As we see Wilson here again. Under center, snap to Carson. Down to the 17, a gain of 3, so he gets his 3 yards back. Coach Carroll very impressed with how the Hawks are doing, but it's a very low-scoring game here so far.
You know the Hawks always at the beginning of the year, too.
Yep. We're just getting right back into the rhythm. Just give them time.
Vita
Carson
blows that one up.
Vea trying to keep him out of the end zone here.
Seattle holding time of possession here, too, by a wide margin.
Remember how they said back a few years ago, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And the Hawks are looking to finish this drive with a touchdown here, man. Throw to David Moore as he's tackled around the 8, so it'll be 1st and goal to go. 2:23 left to play and counting in the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay still up by 3. It is 6-3. Wilson and company looking for a touchdown. Hand off to Carson as he looked confused on that one as he's tackled for a loss of 2. As there will be 2nd and goal from the 10.
Let's see if they go back to that outside running game what they had working over there.
Toss to Carson. Carson down to the 9 on a 3rd and goal play. Or no, 2nd and goal play. 3rd and goal now from the 9. Wilson going empty setback. Looks to audible. Takes snap. Looks, fires. Intercepted by Levante David. Levante David's first interception on the season. As they march down and get a touchdown to make it 13-3. 3:01 left to play in the game. Seattle needs something here. Costly interception turned into points. Gets rid of the football, incomplete. 6 of 11, 60 yards, and 1 interception for Russell Wilson.
This offensive line is not holding up well. Let's see what Russell Wilson does to keep them in this game.
David Moore just overthrown a little bit. Russell Wilson 6 of 12, 60 yards and a pick.
Not his best game on the year, but we've seen Russell Wilson win games like this before.
Yeah, we've seen him win games in worse situations. Play action pass here. Intercepted by Evans. Wilson trying to tackle him down, gets juked. And it is now a 2-possession game towards the end of the quarter and the end of the game.
See that nice little Superman.
So
Yeah,
it is a
gets the stop.
17-point deficit here.
But they have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning still.
They would need a touchdown before the 2-minute warning. Curse with a huge catch, but it's incomplete. Just bobbled out at the last second.
You know that's Russell Wilson's go-to man in these times too, especially with Doug Baldwin being out.
Nice to get him back too. Lockett's kind of been that man for a little while now, but we've seen guys like Paul Richardson take over for Baldwin. Baldwin's been the real #1 when Curse has not been there. Will Dissly drops that one as well, as Wilson is now 6 of 15. There's 2:25 left to play in the game. It's 3rd and 10. They need something drastic here to change for them as they're down by 17 points. Moore down to the 44. 7 of 16 for Wilson, 2 picks and 91 yards. Looking to throw his first touchdown, hopefully. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And he's sacked at the 2-minute warning. So, 2nd and 17 here, as they're probably going to need a touchdown and 2 points for this to work. David Moore, a cheap shot. There's no flag, and Vita Vea is injured, and he's writhing in pain.
That's good for Seattle. That takes off a little of the interior pressure. Watch out for Tyler Lockett in this situation, too.
He's on the outside. He might get single coverage. He does. Wilson throws. Farley intercepts, and that should put the game away for the Buccaneers. So, a devastating loss like they had in the NFC Championship a few months back.
At home.
Oh, 48 seconds and 3 timeouts. Let's see if they can at least get something here to make this look better.
See if Russell Wilson gets some late game miracle here.
And he fumbles the ball. It's picked right back up by Shepard. Is it 2nd and 21, 38, 37, and then the clock's ticking, and it looks like Seattle might start off the season with a loss at home and finish the season and start the season 0-1. Wilson steps up, fumbles the football, another turnover. Quan Alexander's looking to take this one back. No, he doesn't. He's just looking to. He just kind of looked to just run out the clock there. And your final score is Tampa Bay 20, Seattle 3. As we head to the post-game interview with Coach Tyrese. Tyrese, it was a hard-fought game out there. Obviously, some errors from Wilson to his receivers, not really connecting with them a whole lot. The run game looked a little weak. How do you address these problems moving forward?
I think honestly, our defense played pretty good. They kept us in that game. I think we just gotta stick to the run game. Carolina's coming up here to play us. They're always a tough team for us and always a good challenge, you know. Doug Baldwin should be coming back soon, so we're gonna see what's going on with that. But I like the way our defense played. Our offensive line definitely needs to step it up, especially with Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis and that company coming in here. So we're just going to have to step up our run game, and we're going to have to keep Russell upright so he can make some plays.
Any changes coming? Are you going to trust Wilson to still be the starter so far moving on?
Most definitely.
After 2 picks and a fumble. I mean, Wilson doesn't have games like this all the time, but do you think is there going to be any changes on offense or defense that you got to make?
We're definitely going to address the offensive line and see what happens there, but, that's all for right now.
All right, thank you, sir.
No problem.
Everyone, have a good night. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, share if you're new, and we will see you later. This is Russell Lance signing off from Seattle Seahawks.